Hey guys, this is JonTaun for Total Brohammer, and today we'll be taking the High Elves against the Greenskins. Okay, so for my army, I've got 4 Spearmen, a Swordmaster of Hoeth, 3 White Lions of Trace, 2 Archers, a Lothern Sea Guard, by my archers to protect them from any, say, Goblin Wolf Riders that might be around, or anything of that nature, a Dragon Prince for some cycle charging, which can be very effective against Greenskin troops, who generally have more cost-effective troops than most other factions. I've also got a Mage of High Magic, and she's got Apotheosis Tempest in hopes that he'd bring Azag, which he did not, and Arcane Unforging. I've also got a Prince on a Star Dragon. Alrighty, so for my opponent, he's got 2 Savage Orcs, 4 Black Orcs, Night Goblin Archers, the Rusty Arrows, 2 Goblin Big Bosses on Spiders, 2 Orc Boy Biggins, and a Wurrzag. Alright, so we're immediately going to advance on each other. I'm looking on the minimap and not seeing any funny business, so I'm moving ahead pretty confidently here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my archers to start shooting at the non-armored Savage Orcs. So these Savage Orcs have 0 armor, so almost all the damage from these archers are going to go through. The only damage that's not going to go through is Savage Orcs actually have a 25% physical resistance. So 25% of my damage is going to be mitigated, but if I were to shoot at Black Orcs, which are a higher value target, they'd mitigate a lot more. So I feel like I'm going to get a lot more bang for my buck on shooting at these Savage Orcs. So I'm going to just charge with the front line here. These Savage Orcs, despite being peppered by these archers, are going to absolutely destroy these Spearmen. Going to charge these weakened Savage Orcs over here with my Dragon Princes. They have amazing charges, and Savage Orcs are really vulnerable to charges, which I learned in the first game. So I'm going to turn around and charge on these Black Orcs here, and I'm gonna come in here with a Star Dragon Breath on these Black Orcs right here, and you can see they just get absolutely melted, and that's how you want to use Star Dragon Breaths, guys. So I'm going to send these White Lines of Trace to finish off these Savage Orcs, and I see these Border Boy Biggins are coming in, so I'm going to pop Apotheosis on these Dragon Princes and pull them out. He has broken through my center, which is to be expected. I mean, those are Spearmen, but thankfully it's the group that I roasted, so they have been absolutely devastated. I had all my archers shooting at the Rusty Arrows, as they are a very high threat, and it's very important to take those guys out the field very fast. So my left flank has already fallen. I get all my archers to turn around and start shooting at these Savage Orcs. I'm going to pull these guys back and do some charges with my Dragon Princess over here. So I land over here to try to break the center, these Savage Orcs, but as expected, he FG'd to get to me and runs in with all his Goblin Big Bosses, Wurrzag, and Orc Boy Biggins. Still doing cycle charges around on the Savage Orcs, hoping to break them. So once this effigy to get wears off, I'm going to pull this guy through these few Swordmasters of Hoeth here, who are standing valiantly in the face of all these Greenskins, and I'm going to pop an Apotheosis on them. I actually do overcast it, not knowing that overcasting only allows you to get extended cast range. So I'm going to have these guys chase these guys, but they get stuck up on these Black Orcs, switching all my Archer Fire onto these Night Goblins. And he's going to come back in with all these Orc Boy Biggins, so he's going to kind of get stuck on my Swordmasters of Hoeth here, and I'm going to pull my Dragon Princess back and try to get Dragon Breath. So this is an example of how you don't want to use Dragon Breath. All these guys are too spread out. I was hoping that he'd fire like in this blob over here, but he fired right there. So that's very unfortunate for me. But I'm going to come in here, and the reason I'm doing this, although it's quite dangerous, being that he is a Goblin Big Boss here, Black Orcs, and 2 Orc Boy Biggins, is because Orc Boy Biggins are very prone to terror routing, so I'm hoping that that will take effect. I'm also going to send in all my archers to start firing at them, and that morale damage from the archer fire is indeed going to break them. So I'm going to pull my Star Dragon through my Swordmasters of Hoeth, and he's going to get out of there pretty scot-free. Alright, so his Orc Boy Biggins do rally back here, and I'm going to try to pull everything back here. I see that he's got his Rusty Arrows back online, so I'm going to charge through these Black Orcs and then go for the charge on these Rusty Arrows. Cannot allow those guys to be free firing. They do a lot of damage. Seeing that I'm going over here to attack his Rusty Arrow, he is going to respond with his Boar Boy Biggins. I also see that this group of Black Orcs is just all alone here in the center, so I'm going to come in with my Star Dragon, do a ton of damage on them very fast, and just go ahead and break them. So seeing that he was coming with his Orc Boy Biggins, I'm going to pop an Apotheosis on these Dragon Princes and pull back. And have my archers start focusing these Orc Boy Biggins. So, like I said, Orc Boy Biggins are very prone to terror routing, so I'm going to send my dragon in here and then turn around with my Dragon Princes to just finish these guys off. And these guys crumble very fast. At that point, he's just got some Savage Orcs and some Black Orcs coming back in, so I'm just going to send my White Lions and Spearmen to hold these guys off. I believe they were at lower than 50% morale, so they did not have Frenzy, and Frenzy is really helpful. And he just got another Brain Burster off on my archers. He's actually got several off over the course of this match, and as you can see, it's done a lot of damage to these guys. These guys have gotten into like no melee combat, and they're already down to 1/3 health. So at this point, he's attacking my Dragon Princes over here with Wurrzag, and I try to get Dragon Breath on him, but mostly I miss. And that's another example of how not to use a Dragon Breath. However, there wasn't much left on the field to attack, so I went for it. Popped an Apotheosis on these Dragon Princes, and he does Effigy of to get my Prince over here. So I'm going to have all my archers start concentrating on Wurrzag. He is very lowly armored at 55. It's actually more like medium armor. I'm going to send my Dragon Princes over here in hopes to, well, I guess I don't send them to chase after those guys, but just to come back and do some charging. I see these Orc Boy Biggins, and I want to go take those guys down. Really, I just want my archers to kind of finish off Wurrzag so I don't take any more damage, but at this point, it's kind of written on the wall already. Pop an Apotheosis on the Prince over here. And I'm just going to pull away with my Dragon Princes and let Wurrzag take that archer fire. He does catch up with me though, and I'm just going to turn around and fight because it's going to be over here. Going to rout off these Orc Boy Biggins real quick. Just want to reduce any damage to my Spearmen and Infantry as possible. And I'm just going to come in here on Wurrzag, and he is going to rout and then shatter. And that's going to be all she wrote for the Greenskins on this fine day. The High Elves are victorious. Alright, let's go to that in battle screen. So the Prince on Star Dragon did pretty good. Did a lot of damage to Wurrzag, the Boy Biggins, and that Dragon Breath. That in the beginning, that's exactly how you want to use Dragon Breath, and that's why Star Dragons and just dragons in general are so powerful. Mage of High Magic got a lot of good heals off, not much else. I think I did at one point use an Arcane Unforging. I need to test that spell. I'm not sure how effective it is. My Spearmen did a fairly good job of holding the front line, but as you can see, even with their martial prowess up, those Savage Orcs just absolutely carved through them so fast. I mean, I'm not sure if it's worth bringing Spearmen. Well, I take that back. It definitely is. They're the lowest costing infantry we have, and you need some fodder, quote unquote. White Lions and Trace did okay. I mean, they were fighting Black Orcs, so this is about what you can expect. Swordmasters of Hoeth didn't do great, actually. They were fighting Black Orcs and something else. I don't remember, but those Black Orcs got hit with Here We Go, so they did pretty good against them. Now, my Archer contingent in this match was very instrumental. Did a lot of damage, got a lot of kills over the three of them, and did a lot of morale damage, which is very good against the Greenskins. Dragon Princes coming in with 73 kills and 2 chevrons, doing a lot of damage. Love those guys. And let's look at my opponent here. Wurrzag came in here, got some really good brain busters, got 22 kills, and these three guys, they didn't get many kills, but the effigy to get and the damage onto my Prince was very valuable. The Savage Orcs, these are the ones who got focused by archers and then charged by the Dragon Princes, so they didn't get much done, but his Black Orcs in general did a lot of work. These guys were probably the ones who fought the Swordmasters of Hoeth, so they didn't get quite so many kills. And these guys were probably fighting Spearmen, so they got a ton of kills, but I roasted one of these guys, I think. Savage Orcs, they got on some Spearmen, and despite having had about 25% of their health gone, they still beat those Spearmen very handily. His Orc Boy Biggins, honestly, I don't like Orc Boy Biggins. I feel like they're way too expensive for what they get done. The mash can be useful sometimes, but they tear out very easy, so I don't like these guys. And I don't even like the Regiment of Renown version either, to be quite honest. So, his Rusty Arrows and Night Goblins. Now, this squad right here, and usually I like to go to Rusty Arrows and 2 just regular Goblin Archers. because it's cheaper, are very, very powerful. You cannot underestimate these guys. So once I saw the rusty arrows on the field, I started concentrating all my archer fire onto them. But that's all for this one, guys. This is JonTaun for Total Brohammer signing out.